having this information, my entire philosophy on this apology has changed. Hello boys and girls, Coffeezilla uploaded the video we've all been waiting for, the response to Logan Paul. I'd assume by now everyone knows what's been going on. If not, the very brief description is that Logan Paul has made a scam called Cryptozoo, which then Coffeezilla made a 3-part series on debunking and explaining how criminal it actually is. Of course, the public perception was really bad, the backlash was quite notable, and Logan Paul actually took it on himself to respond not once, not twice, but 3 times. The reason why that happened is because the first 2 responses were egoistical, narcissistic, douchey responses, and then he obviously kind of realized that the community wasn't really agreeing to that and wasn't accepting it. So the 3rd response was kind of like a honest apology, which, yeah. Anyway, this is Cofeezilla responding. Let's watch it together, shall we?
Well, it's finally over. Logan Paul apologized.
Coffeezilla, you're slimy as he is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, more like an internet criminal.
Oops, wrong video. That was the first response. He actually apologized in another response.
It's like a little gnat. It's like a little annoying gnat. It bothers me. The defamation lawsuit, that is happening because this is wrong. This is wrong.
So this was the first 2 response. Like, if you've not watched these, then please do so, because it's fucking... No, actually you can't. I just remembered he actually deleted this, but I'm pretty sure there are traces of it left online. I'm pretty sure. You know, we internet nerds, we archive everything, we save everything. So I'm pretty sure it exists somewhere. If you look hard enough, you'll find it.
Hold on, wait a second. That's not it either. Turns out it's actually on his secondary channel. That's why I couldn't find it. It's entitled, Thank You, Coffeezilla. It's the 3rd response from Logan Paul, and it's a pretty big change in Logan's attitude so far.
It really was. I mean, the tone was set back, the editing was gone. It was kind of like, I don't think it was scripted either. I think his lawyers was like, mate, you need to fucking, like, honestly take everything back because you're in trouble. I think the legal team actually had a conversation. Fuck. Anyway.
So let's see what he has to say to us.
Coffeezilla is not a criminal.
Oh, that's a relief. I thought Logan was going to hire me. But in all seriousness...
Oh my god, that's good. That was a well-placed joke right there. Well done.
This video does have some major admissions in it I want to go through. For one, Logan apologizes to me.
I called him, I apologized. My initial response to his series was that of fire and ego.
Not only that, Logan also pledges a $1.3 million refund plan for people who bought his NFTs.
I am personally committing 1,000 ETH to this, which is about $1.3 million.
In my previous video, I actually called him out on this because, as far as I'm concerned, the volume market that was going on when crypto launched was over 100 million. So I don't know if this would actually help a lot of people. You know, like, will everyone be able to get their money back who will want a refund? Or at least want to burn their eggs. Secondly, if it's in Ethereum, cryptocurrency crashed. I don't think that's a lot of people who actually bought it is pleased with that response. The fact that they will get the Ethereum price, because currently the Ethereum price is kind of shit compared to what it was.
In addition to that, he also promises to finish Cryptozoo, which was left abandoned.
And then step 3, obviously finish and deliver the game as outlined in the white paper.
Now, I'll be honest, this is a big change in tone, and honestly, a lot of this is good news. It's great that victims are going to get something back. Logan seems to acknowledge his continuous lapse in judgment. He's not suing me, which is also cool. And frankly, this new response is just way better than his last 2. I think we can all acknowledge that.
Yep.
While also acknowledging that it's not really a perfect response either. There are still major problems here.
I'm actually interested in what Steven is going to say about the problems, because I only picked up on the eggs, the Ethereum prices. I picked up on the fact that he promises to finish cryptocurrency. However, under the video, it said that all of these information is subject to change. You know, those small print parts, which kind of worries me, because at that point he can just be like, yeah, it's not going to be finished because, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, so I'm actually interested in what Steven outlines that I may have missed.
Like, for example, many of the victims just have been ignored in this response. A lot of accusations have gone unanswered, and worse, Logan still seems to be playing the victim a lot. So in this,
I've mentioned that as well. Yeah, he's still deflecting blame. He's still kind of blaming everyone, and he still says that he had the best intentions at heart, which is not true. He was in on the conspiracy from the beginning, and I believe Logan's actually being sued because of conspiracy to scam and for market manipulation and all these other things. That will be an entirely separate video in its own.
In this video, I'm going to do my best to give Logan credit where credit is absolutely due, while also sharing moments where I think this apology fell flat. And let me start with a positive. For example, I think if you are an outsider who is not affected by this scam and you wanted a reason to love Logan Paul again, I think this nails it. I mean, he's giving back some of the money, he's apologizing. So if you're a card-carrying member of the Low Gang, you can rest easy here. Logan says he's sorry, he says he's making things right, and I think that's the point of this video, is to speak to his core audience, to tell them he didn't scam anyone, and for what it's worth, I think Logan succeeds here.
I mean, if that is the case, I am terribly, terribly upset with the human population of that specific group. Simply because I know that even fans of Logan was kind of, you know, they were like kind of like, dude, that's fucked up what happened, you know. And after watching Coffeezilla's video, yes, a few defended Logan, but I mean, the vast majority kind of stood together saying, this, what the fuck's going on? If this is enough to completely erase the fact that thousands of people were affected and they lost money and essentially they were stolen from. If this video alone is enough for those people to kind of put a band-aid on everything and then just forget what happened, I would be a bit disappointed. I would like to think that people will kind of remember this, but then again, let's remember, Logan Paul has pulled scams before. Logan Paul has done really fucked up shit in their videos. Of course, I'm talking about the forest incident, okay? And people seem to forget, and people seem to forgive. So perhaps this is one of those cases. And if it is, again, I'm just disappointed because I don't think we should forget anything. And if Logan does turn this around, okay, credit, again, fair enough. But at the end of the day, this should still stay as a reminder for people in case another one of these projects suddenly appear, that, you know, we need to keep this in mind. Having said that, that's just my opinion, and you are entitled to have yours.
The problem is, I don't think I or the Cryptozoo holders were who Logan was really addressing here. And this is where the response falls more flat, because he doesn't adequately address the real victims of Cryptozoo, which I think they're rightfully angry about. And I wanted to spend some time talking about that because, again, they've been the heartbeat of this whole story, and they feel very differently about this response than Logan's core audience does. They don't feel like it's enough. And I want to talk about why. Starting with the $1.3 million repayment plan. Because obviously this is the strongest part of Logan's entire response, actually opening up his wallet. And I don't want to minimize that in this video. I just do want to put it in context because $1.3 million is a lot of money. Unfortunately, the scam was much bigger than $1.3 million. So
exactly, that's something I brought up in my previous video, that yes, I mean, the trade volume was again reaching over 100 million. So will everyone get their money back? I don't think so. And, you know, it may sound good on paper, but in reality, I don't think it's going to be a huge deal.
So the fact is, most victims are not going to be made whole by this plan. Just in Zoo Coins alone, blockchain evidence shows $7.7 million was stolen by Logan's team, depending on who you believe. And this refund does nothing for those victims. It doesn't even apply to the holder of Zoo Coins at all. You get nothing if you bought this in-game currency. This refund only applies to current egg holders.
Wait, what? Okay, whoa. So as far as I was concerned, you can buy these eggs with Ethereum, right, or other cryptocurrencies, and then you can hatch them and then evolve them, and then basically, depending on the rarity, you can burn them up and get profit. And if so, if people bought Zoo Coins, I would assume because that's an in-game currency, therefore it's not seen as an investment, therefore you will never be able to exchange that. Unless you exchange them for eggs and then you can burn up the eggs. However, because you do that now and not when this whole thing happened, Is that subject to terms and conditions that you can only burn these eggs whether you bought it within a certain amount of time? Again, it's a question that's not really answered. Wow, okay, this is a bit more complicated than I thought it was. Okay, this just got interesting.
So they can cash out that NFT for the initial mint price in crypto, which matters sort of because crypto has crashed a lot.
Yes.
So even though people spent $2.5 million on these eggs, in order to refund all these holders at mint price, it now only costs $1.3 million in today's money, which again is nice, but doesn't do enough because the Zoo coins were most of this scam. I mean, that's where most of the money was spent. It wasn't just on the NFTs. It was on this in-game currency, which Logan seems to have no intention of refunding. And
I'm really sorry that on the last video I wasn't addressing this. I obviously wasn't informed enough. But if Logan is only planning to pay back those who have eggs that are unhatched, right? They just kept it for some reason. In that point, I think Logan knows exactly what he's doing. I know that he knows that cryptocurrency has crashed, and therefore he will only have to pay back a fraction of the money. And if he doesn't actually plan to pay back any of those who have Cryptozoo coins, in-game currencies, which apparently is where most of the money was spent, at that point, he's not really doing anything. But yeah, shady as fuck, Logan. Wow, okay.
And his response for why is pretty bad. He responds to somebody who lost $80,000 who told him, "I hope this isn't just doing what you have to do technically to not get sued."
Ruben, I think you may be right. I think he is just doing this to not get sued, quote unquote. Ruben, you invested 80k in coins. That's like, oh my god, the amount of months I have to work for that. Jesus Christ.
Logan replies with a screenshot of his white paper, and later...
I fucking knew it. Because it's not part of the actual investment. It's basically a means to buy said investment. This is absolute shit. This is ridiculous. No, you know what? Logan knew... Oh my god. This is fucking ridiculous. Wow. Okay, let's continue, I suppose.
Peter explains to another member of the Discord, "I believe there has been a misconception here. As outlined in the white paper, Zoo was created to support Cryptozoo and was not intended to be an investment vehicle. When you sold or bought is not my decision."
The fucking cheeks on this guy. So, okay, so just to make this clear, what you're saying is it's your audience's fault for listening to you. What you're saying is when you advertised the shit out of this fucking project and you told every single one of them to go and buy your shit, at the end of the day, that's your fault for listening to me? Is that your fucking defense right now? Piss off, man. Just piss off.
And look, to be fair to him, there was a misconception that Zoo was an investment vehicle. But it's a misconception that he created. I mean, he's the one who said Cryptozoo was a fun game that earned you money, and how it earned you that money was that your NFTs earned you Zoo tokens. You know, things that were supposed to have value. That was the whole point of the game. So to suggest that these coins weren't advertised as valuable or an investment vehicle is insane, especially since Logan's own team had rules for selling based strictly on the value of said investment vehicle. Quote, "Rules for selling, no selling until a $200 million market cap." So I think it's fair to say if Logan's own team were buying Zoo coins early, waiting for them to go up in value to a certain level and then selling them, that sounds like an investment vehicle, albeit a very stupid one.
It's one of those such things again where Logan is just completely taking us for granted. And bear in mind, it worked. This one actually worked because I actually didn't notice all of this as I was doing my research. And watching Cofeezilla now, he actually, for the first time through this whole fucking scam, he fooled me with this. Because I actually thought, okay, fair enough, okay, in-game currency, I guess, is not the actual investment, is the product of the in-game market, that's the investment, right? But listening to this now, holy shit, I actually fell for it. Like, this is the first time Logan Paul kind of managed to sort of... Ah, that little slimy fuck. Do you know what? Yeah. I actually feel I actually feel a bit embarrassed right now, because I can't believe I actually believed the word that fuck said about this whole thing. Okay, well, we're only 5 minutes in, let's continue.
So this explanation definitely doesn't hold water, and Logan obviously just doesn't want to be on the hook for Zoo coins. Instead, he just kind of wants to refund the much smaller part of the NFTs. What makes this even worse is that this refund doesn't even apply to everyone who bought these NFTs, because some of these people sold their NFTs at a deep loss, thinking that Cryptozoo was over, that it was abandoned. And there's actually a way you could have tracked this whole thing, or Logan could have, and, you know, found a way to repay all the people who lost money on eggs. But instead, this refund only applies to current holders, meaning nobody who sold during the 1.5 years this project was abandoned gets anything back, which is a large percentage of the actual victims. And this is pretty bad. This was brought to Logan's attention by one of the people in the Discord. Joao says, quote, "Logan Paul, what will happen to the people who sold everything at a loss when the project appeared to be, quote, abandoned? Will everyone who minted be able to get that refund, or just the current owners?" Now, in reply to this, someone in the Discord said, "If you sell, you lose common investing knowledge."
Yes. On actual markets that are active. So, you know what I mean? It's like, if the house is burning down, you're gonna fucking run away from it. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, if...
And Logan replies, seeming to agree with this idea, which is just kind of a terrible perspective for Logan to have when he seems to be saying that he wants to refund these people, and he's the reason a lot of these people left. And this is where Logan's new apology starts to ring more hollow. It's in all of the follow-ups after the response video, because I don't know if he can help himself from betraying how he really feels about this, because in another Discord exchange, Logan says, "Please do not put any more money into Cryptozoo," which, by the way, is quite reasonable to say. But then somebody follows up and says, "Guys, can someone explain what he said with not investing?" But rather than replying, "Oh, guys, I just meant like I don't want anyone else losing money," or, you know, "I don't want anyone else recklessly gambling," Logan replies instead, quote, "I will no longer be the scapegoat for anyone's financial decisions."
I'm so fucking done with this guy. And to think that I actually believed his apology, it makes me feel like a complete dickhead. Like, to be honest with you, I feel like a complete dickhead for even believing that any of that apology video was fucking, like, sincere.
Which is a wild response for someone who's claiming to refund people, because it implies that he thinks he's the victim here. And this is just insane to say as the face of this project, which got everyone involved, because I think it betrays how he feels about this situation. He doesn't seem to see anything wrong with advertising a game that will make you money, it never delivering, millions of dollars being stolen by criminals he hired. And then when all of those people want their money back, he feels like he's the scapegoat. Like, oh, these guys shouldn't have believed me when I advertised to them a fun game that will make you money. It just doesn't make any sense.
I absolutely love how Cofeezilla been through all of this. He made this whole investigation, how Logan Paul actively shat on him, and then obviously Logan Paul kind of tried to then, you know, damage control, call him up, apologize personally, and instead of being like, oh, okay guys, Logan Paul apologized to me and he said he will fix things, so I suppose we should give him some slack, instead of kind of like buying in on the whole perspective, he fucking picks up like a double AK-47 and just starts shooting the shit out of the whole thing. I love this, man. This guy gives no fucks. He's like, if he sees bullshit, he's calling it out. This guy may just be my new fucking favorite YouTuber. Like, Asmongold, I'm sorry, like, obviously I love you, but fuck me, this is just some high level OG shit right here. You know what I mean? It's fucking hell. I'm loving this.
I mean, Logan had a simple job to do. All he had to do was just come out, apologize, get as much money back for the victims as possible. But he himself can't help but play the victim here. In fact, I have a third example of how Logan might really feel, because Logan tweeted right before this response. He says, quote, "The Matrix is real.
I made a video on this as well. It's so stupid.
Pray you never become its target." Now, I guess he's trying to channel Andrew Tate here unsuccessfully, basically saying like, I'm getting attacked, not because I did anything wrong or scammed anyone. I'm just too much of a truth teller.
Do you know what's really funny about this also? Like, I remember this, and then like a few weeks before Andrew actually got arrested, when he heard about the whole Logan Paul scam, he actually shat on Logan Paul and the entire Cryptozoo in a public podcast. So even though Logan is trying to sort of like bring Andrew in as the top G to defend himself, even the top G himself, who's another dickhead in the background, right? Even he shat on Logan Paul. It's just like so ironic how there really isn't any honor amongst thieves, is there? Oh man. It's like a beautiful, poetic, ironical situation where the more he tries to defend himself, the deeper the grave becomes, which then he will inevitably lay in. It's just funny to me. It really is.
I'm just an enemy of the system. That's why I must be getting attacked. But if that's the case, we then have to wonder, did the Matrix force you to apologize? Did it force you to hand back 1.3 million? I just think comments like this go so far to undercut his apology, because it's very clear that instead of actually like caring about the victims, he feels like he's a victim.
Yeah, it is weird because right now it kind of seems like as if he's calling his fans Agent Smiths from the Matrix, because Agent Smith is basically the enforcer, and because the fans are basically telling Logan to be like, dude, you need to do this the right way, you need to turn this around. So if you're accusing the Matrix, who is the Matrix? It's not the authorities, it's not the government. So who is? Is it your fans who are like telling you to make this right? You know what I mean? It's like, it's almost like shitting on your fans for telling you to do the right thing, and somehow that's the Matrix now.
I mean, he's saying like, pray you never become its target. Who's the Matrix though, Logan? Like, is it your fans who got robbed? Who are the agents coming after you?
Hey, look at us thinking the same fucking thing.
I know it's not me. I know you're not saying I'm the Matrix here in my $10 million studio.
It's probably every single YouTuber who kind of called him out. Basically, we're the Matrix, I suppose. That would make more sense to me, because at the end of the day, well, obviously not me with my 180 subscribers. Although I love you all who subscribe, and please do subscribe if you enjoy this at any given time or given second. It will really help out. But I mean, I suppose it was the YouTube community who kind of, came together and fucked him up the rectum. So I would imagine that we are the Matrix, and I would imagine that the fans who then listen to us and be like, holy shit, man, that's kind of fucked up, I suppose they are the ones who took the red pill. So yeah.
Because after all, you're thanking me. You're thanking the Matrix. Like, what is this response? It's so childish.
That's also true. Oh my god, this guy has some bipolarism going on.
The way he speaks about this stuff. And again, this isn't to be dismissive of Logan's actions if he follows through, because there is a lot of good that 1.3 million can do. And you know what? If he goes back and he finishes the game, that's also good. But it's just so frustrating when the good that Logan seems to be doing, he's doing the bare minimum of at the last possible second, with motivations that seem to be, in the proper context, to say it lightly, irreparably tainted by self-interest.
Now, this is again something I mentioned in my previous video about Logan, saying that would have he actually apologized had Coffeezilla not made this 3-part series on? Let's say in an alternative universe where Coffeezilla doesn't call him out, where YouTube doesn't blow up, right? Where his face doesn't like end up on every single article there is for like weeks upon weeks about this Cryptozoo scam. Would have he even bothered to apologize, to attempt to refund anyone? I don't think so. So I think this is literally everything he's doing is just damage control to save his own career. And at that point, do I think that he deserves the forgiving attitude? Probably not. Especially watching this video about the whole Cryptozoo coin kind of thing, and how like actually the whole we're gonna refund people is just like on paper, yes, but in actual reality, that's not how that works. It's such like, it feels like a slap in the face, because again, I actually believed it, and I know that's my stupidity right now that I did for some reason, but the fact is knowing now that actually this will probably not be eligible for like 92% of anyone who was involved, and they will still, you know, feel like they lost a ton of money because they have, and they've been stolen from in the first place. Yeah, man, my perspective has changed radically. And I was never a Logan Paul supporter from the beginning, but I appreciated the apology because to me it seemed sincere. But watching this now, it was me being not educated enough on the subject, to be honest with you, at this point. But bloody hell. Bloody hell. That's all I have to say.
Now, I'm not going to address Logan's other 2 response videos, which are mostly like attacking me, because Logan sort of walked those back now. He's apologized. He said he was going to delete them. I think he deleted one of them. The other one's still up. I don't know if the impulsive episode's going to go down. Either way, it's just much less interesting now that he says he doesn't like mean it anymore. He's not going to sue. So I don't feel the need to publicly defend myself. If you're curious about all the wild stuff that was wrong in those first 2 responses, I'll put the video live on my Patreon, but I didn't want to release it at the time because I thought there was a better chance at getting a good ending for the victims here if I was a bit more diplomatic with Logan at this critical juncture when he was deciding whether he was going to give money back or not. I don't know if I succeeded in moving the needle, but that was certainly my intention. Either way, now that Logan has responded with his plan and I've given my perspective on how much I think it's rooted in, you know, self-interest versus a genuine, you know, attempt to help out the victims, I think this is about as much as I'm going to be able to contribute to this situation. I mean, I do think it's incredible that even $1.3 million came of this, while I also can acknowledge that it's not nearly enough for the real victims of this. I'll follow up in the future to make sure that he actually gives that money away. But for now, I think most of the Cryptozoo victims, if they're still hungry for justice, are going to have to take it up with Logan in ways that are different than I can do on YouTube here. Which, by the way, I think some of them are. In fact, I just saw a lawyer on YouTube, Attorney Tom. He's going to start the legal process going after Logan using stuff like the arbitration clause in their terms of service. So I just wanted to say, if you're a victim of Cryptozoo, you can check out that video, which I'll link to you if you...
Yeah, I've heard about this, and that if that goes on and it gets the green light, that will be, oh my god, that will be a content farm for YouTube. That will be like... It may very well be the fall of Logan Paul as we know him, okay? Because when it comes to official lawsuits, companies and sponsors, all of a sudden, they don't want to do anything. They don't want you around, right? Because you become kind of liable. You become kind of like a gray area. So if this actually goes on and it becomes like a big thing, well... who knows what may happen, but listeners, you better believe it that I'll be on it, and I think quite a few other people, including Coffeezilla, as he just said, will kind of monitor the situation, so that should be interesting.
You want, or consult with a lawyer, because I'm sure for the people who lost a lot of money, this is certainly not the end for them, because they didn't get a full refund, and I'm sure they'll be seeking one. But even though it's not the end for them, it is the end for me for now. This is the end of the Cryptozoo saga, and I wanted to say and give a huge heartfelt thank you to everyone who viewed this and supported me throughout this. It's been insane, the level of support when Logan was threatening us, and I do not take it lightly. There is an alternate universe where if that hadn't happened, Logan would feel emboldened to sue me and probably not give much back to the victims. So it's your support that made all the difference and got the victims at least something. So that wraps it up. Thank you for watching.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna lie, that was a really satisfying conclusion to this whole thing, for now anyway. Holy shit. You know what, this was a more educating video than I actually thought it was gonna be. I mean, I am so surprised how much I missed from just, you know, just doing my own research. Obviously, Cofeezilla did fundamentally more research into this, so he understands the little nits and bits. Well, that was the end of the saga, as he said, ending Logan Paul's biggest scam, I suppose, for now. I think that was a very satisfying conclusion. I'm quite happy myself. I hope you are as well, and I hope that, you know, if you are a victim of the scam, I can only encourage you to, you know, join the group who's taking legal action, because at the end of the day, you do have to stand up for yourself. You have to fight the corporate evil, in which in this case is actually Logan Paul. So yeah, listen guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It will really help me out. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.